Hello YouTube, welcome to Lifestyle Aesthetics where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. Today we're going to take a very dedicated look at what my leg day looks like. So recently I'm doing upper body split with lower body 4 to 5 times a week. Resting one day in between after I do a lower body, after doing upper body and lower body. So today we're starting off with seated leg press. I am putting the machine at the height where my legs are closer to the machine itself. So that way I am not overextending myself and not hurting when I'm putting away the machine. So essentially what I'm doing is 6 plates on each side. I'm trying to essentially put my legs where they are touching my chest, my stomach area, holding it on that position for 1 second, and then controlling the weight as I push it up. And the reason I'm holding it at the top is so that way I'm able to fully feel that stretch on my legs. So, of course, you do want to go deeper, but of course, you need to make sure that you are take into account whether you have knee pain, lower back pain, right? How much depth is too much depth. So, you want to feel what naturally comes closer to you as long as you're not doing it way too fast and controlling the weight as you do these exercises. Then we do glute extension. So directly after that, seated leg press to make sure that my glutes are growing, my hamstrings are developing stronger. I'm increasing the weight every time I'm doing this, so now I'm able to do 60 pounds, holding it slightly at the top as I do these glute extensions. And I'm doing 2 sets for these workouts. Sometimes I do 2 sets of a drop set, starting off with a heavy weight first and then dropping off the weight. And the reason I am doing upper body, lower body split is to make sure that I'm having a well balanced physique. Also, again, I am working out fasted. I don't eat anything other than drink water. I feel like working out fasted helps me to get up and go, feel more focused when I do my exercises. And then after my exercises, I do 20 to 30 minutes incline cardio at 15% at a speed of 3.5. We have to adjust to your level according to your beginner or more advanced, so that way you can do these workouts and do cardio after to become more slim, lose body fat, and build strength at the same time. We're doing pronated leg curls again for the hamstrings, but also calves are getting hit as well. I like to hold that at the top, squeeze, and then slowly releasing the weight or the machine as I do these. So you have to change the position of the machine itself depending on your height. So since I'm short, I put the machine at the lowest, at the closest one towards my legs. So that way I'm able to hold it at the top and slowly release. Of course, if you're bigger, you're going to have to adjust the machine for your height. You want the pad to be held at your ankles when you do these, right? Then just struggling, trying to do partials, and then that's the failure that we're trying to reach. And I'm doing both abduction for the leg machines. So this part works at your inner thigh, then you have the outer thigh muscles, and then the leg extension works out the entire sections of the leg, um, of the thighs, right? So this is the part that you also want to focus on. You know, there is no ego in the gym. You want to make sure that you are doing every muscle group, working that out, you know, maximum effort so that way you're becoming strong in all areas and not just one section. So, second set, I like to hold it at the top and then slowly release, hold and release. That's pretty much my trick and my go to recently that I started doing when I go to the gym. Right? These machines are pretty cool. You definitely feel the burn on the inner thigh if you do it slow and controlled. Right? So hold that at the top, slowly release. Do it at a weight where you could do 8 to 12 reps. Right? Right now we are doing what appears to be 170 pounds. trying to have a weight that you're controlling it properly, right? That's how you build the muscle. Controlled, slow and controlled is what you do. And then this version works out the outer thigh, holding it at the top, slowly releasing. And as you could see, my hands are on the grips. So that way I am not like shaking, not swinging, right? You want to make sure that your back is straight and against the pad. So that way you're not like cheating yourself out of these movements when you do these machines, right? After that set, you rest for 2 to 3 minutes. Of course, drink your water and then push outward on the pads. So the way I am built, I like to make sure that my knees are a little bit halfway on the pads for maximum comfort, right? You want to be comfortable as you do these exercises, not hurting yourself or not feeling any type of impingement or any pinches on your body, on your hips, right? You want to be careful when you use these machines. Of course, starting off with a lower weight if you're a beginner. And then we are finishing off that part with leg extensions, making sure my thighs are being fully developed. So sometimes I like to do drop sets, sometimes I like to go heavier on weight. So when I go heavier on weight, I am not fully extending upward, but what I am doing is holding it at the top, slowly releasing all the way through. This is to make sure that I'm developing strength. Like of course you can um, you know, fix around the range of motion. That's what you want to do optimally. But sometimes, going for strength is also what's going to help the muscle as long as you're able to control it, hold that at the top, and then slowly releasing. I could have also done a drop set where I'm holding it more higher and then slowly letting go. And if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Check me out on TikTok and Instagram. So we are working on the calves, a muscle group that I am struggling to develop still, even after 10 plus years of training. What I like to do is I like to hold it at the top as well as the bottom. And we are doing a new exercise today. So these are called tibial raises, where there's a muscle in the front part of your like femur, right, and your shins. That's gonna help you to make sure that you are strong. Like when you fall down, you don't hurt yourself with your ankles, get sprained easily. And the way I do these, that I'm standing against the wall and I'm raising up. So it's like a backwards version of calf raises. And I saw this from a video about longevity training to prolong your health, to make sure that you're strong, fully mobile, and functional into your old ages. So I'm doing these weighted 10 pounds. Difficult to do when you're standing, so you can lean against the wall, do these. So I'm trying to reach failure as best as I can when I do these supersets. So here we go again with the calf extension, right? Making sure that my legs are straight, holding at the top, and then holding it at the bottom. That's when you feel the burn when you do these calf extensions. I love this machine. You could also do these with barbells, but the difference is that you're not really on a platform. If you use a platform, I would recommend to hold at the top and hold at the bottom, but at a weight that you can actually control that is not too heavy. If you do it too fast, it's the same thing as doing nothing, right? It is wasted effort. So now I'm doing these standard, figuring out like the motion of doing these the weights or not. So standing here, holding it at the top, right? If you try this, definitely gonna protect your body structure, your bones. Don't get hurt, and you will feel something. The muscles on your shins around them. Gonna work that out. Not many people do these. It's this type of kind of a rare movement, but I want to add these to my program to, of course, build longevity, right? That's what we're here for, being healthy, strong, fit, right? So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.